Hey guys, it's Loki here, and I know that I haven't exactly recorded in a while, but I wanted to make a quick video kind of showcasing what my thoughts are. Right now, I'm very much worried about the way the games industry is going. We're about to be hit with a bunch of these game subscription services, and this is really scary to me. I mean, look at this. Look at this lineup here. These are all really good games. I can't really say anything for Blair Witch. I haven't played it, but Kingdom Come is one of it's just a good old fashioned RPG. Gears 5 broke tons of records. Really good game despite the bugs. Devil May Cry was lauded over for just being a wacky beat 'em up, and then Resident Evil 4 is in there. For people that have never owned the original Resident Evil 4, it's it's scary to me because on paper this sounds fantastic. How much does it cost to get a Xbox Game Pass? We're gonna find out. So you get your first 2 months for $2, and then it's just $15 a month. This includes Xbox Live Gold. This includes Gears 5. It includes the Ultimate Edition of Gears 5, all on $15. Just $2 for the Ultimate. Why wouldn't you do this? It makes sense. Why wouldn't you join? For PC, it's even cheaper. For PC, it's only $5, and you get access. And in fact, I joined this just so I could get Halo Wars 2 because I don't know, man. I don't think I would buy it unless I actually owned an Xbox, but I don't have any reason to own an Xbox with the way that Microsoft is handling their games towards PC. We're about to get Halo on PC. We've gotten Gears on PC, and it runs just fine on a 1660 Ti. I was able to play on Ultra just fine and even stream it. But going back to this is really scary to me. And why is that? Why would it be scary? It's just that there's too many. There's going to be way too many to keep up with. There's going to be way too many to keep up with. You already have Ubisoft doing it, right? And these are just like bills. These are bills like any other. You're paying this monthly, you pay other bills monthly. This is just another bill. For $15, you can play any sort of Ubisoft game, including the newer ones that are coming out, Watch Dogs and Ghost Recon. Big hits at E3. People were excited for these games at E3, and now they have their own subscription service coming out. It's scary. It's scary because you won't own any of these products. It's already bad enough that you barely own the games that you're buying off of Steam. It's scary to think that if these services shut down, you have tons of data, no doubt, because you've been downloading probably 3, 5 games at a time. If you have a beefier rig, you're probably downloading 10, 15 games at a time. If you're like me, you're downloading tons of these games at a time. I only bought the PC version just so I could get and also play Gears of War 1 because I just had a nostalgia kick. But they got me on that. They got me on the account of, man, I don't know if I would want to own Gears 1 even though I have Gears 1 for the Xbox 360. I have Gears 1, Gears 2, and Gears 3 for the Xbox 360. I do not own an Xbox 360 anymore. I've played these games to death, but I obviously wanted to try out the Ultimate Edition or the remaster for Gears 1. It's it's just weird to me that this is going to get so oversaturated. I mean, look at this. There's publications talking about this. And this publication is talking about how how many there are in terms of just watching things. You have Netflix, you have Amazon, you have HBO Now, you have Hulu, you have Disney Plus. How many of these are you subscribed to? I'm only subscribed to, I don't even see it on here. Oh yeah, right there, Amazon. I'm only subscribed to one of them because it includes Twitch Prime. It includes Amazon Prime. I would never subscribe to something like this otherwise if it wasn't included with something else. Why would I pay an extra however much Netflix costs? Why would I pay for HBO Now? I don't even watch anything on there. I never was really into Game of Thrones, and I just kind of talked about it with my friends. Oh, hey, what happened in that episode? Oh, what can you share with me on the last episode? What happened? But I was never truly interested. Disney Plus, the only way I would even barely consider buying this subscription service is if, and that was a very messy word I just said there, buying. What I meant to say was subscribing to this service is if they brought back The Punisher, if they brought back Daredevil, if they brought back these Netflix shows that were canceled, I would maybe consider. But even then, I was never too fussed with getting Netflix ever. I still don't have Netflix. You might be wondering to yourself, how do you not have Netflix? What do you watch? I mean, that's simple. Whatever I really want to watch is on the internet. I can go on YouTube. I can watch tons of things on YouTube. I can go to different streamers and watch them streaming other things. It has never been an issue for me to watch something. But what is going to be an issue is when I am currently paying 30, 30 turns to 60, $60 a month, which even then it still isn't bad, but at the same time, I still don't own any of these games. What happens when every single thing just shuts down on you? Then what? And this is my big conundrum with this. What happens if it all shuts down? What happens if Xbox just says, "Hey man, we're going to pull the plug on this. This was a weird endeavor for us. We didn't think it through too well. We're shutting it down." This is literally the best games deal in history. Why would they shut it down? The problem is, what if? And that's always the worry with these sort of things. People are worried that one day Steam could just close. And then their $2,000 account is suddenly worthless. Those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars spent in Dota 2 or CSGO suddenly does not matter. Those $500 random purchases a year suddenly does not matter because you wanted a few badges, maybe you wanted a few cards to trade. That does not matter anymore. Your level 99, level 100 Steam account just does not matter. It doesn't exist because Steam is gone. Those games that you got with it, gone. And that's why I'm still glad that GOG is still around. We should be treating these guys a lot better than we do. Because you can buy something off GOG and you can own it. The games aren't too overpriced. They have their games that are coming out, Cyberpunk. Exclusivity with these guys, and unlike Epic, they don't just lock it to the storefront. But it is just scary to think that there's going to be an influx of these games, these game subscriptions. I'll say what I'm currently subscribed to, and you guys will kind of understand in a moment why this worries me, because it's just going to get oversaturated. It doesn't sound too bad right now. Oh, $60. What's $60 a week, or $60 a month? That's nothing. That's peanuts. Currently subscribed to WoW. I'm currently subscribed to this Xbox thing. You figure $30 a month ain't bad. But then it's going to get tricky. It's going to get tricky with Ubisoft. It's going to get tricky with this Xbox thing. I don't want to cancel it, but at the same time, man, I really don't want to feed into it. We're already having a problem saying that we cannot currently make games for $60, and this is why I cannot stand Kotaku. I can't stand them. They'll put out something like this that it's blatantly obvious to anybody that pays attention that they can actually get by with just putting games out there for 60. We've been doing it since the dawn of time. It is not an issue to make games for $60. The problem is that they're putting way too much stock into how they market the product. They spend tons of money, and this is only the AAA industry doing this. You don't hear this from indie developers that are forced to put their games out for 40, even 20. You don't hear this coming from them. Devolver Digital doesn't come out and say, oh man, we really can't make games for $25. We can't put out games for $40. It's impossible. Can't do it. Hotline Miami did great. Binding of Isaac did great. Darkest Dungeon did amazing. It had its ups and downs, but it did great. In terms of sales. But it's weird how this is going to play out. How can you honestly sit there and say, man, we can't make games for 60, and then you have to somehow also explain this, but you can't sell games for 60, but you can totally make a subscription service for 14 fucking dollars. How does that work? I can play any over 100 Xbox games on my PC for $5 a month. But you guys can't put out a game for 60? And this is going to bother me. Because what if these companies start getting even more greedy with it? Suddenly I'm paying $15 a month to play Call of Duty, the newest one that's coming out. What if I started paying $15 just to play Call of Duty? What if suddenly there were subscriptions to just games? And that's what's really going to start scaring me is people, because right now this seems great. This seems okay. Oh man, this is excellent. I get to play games for pennies on the dollar. I have access to over 100 games. AAA games, mind you. High quality games as they're tagging it. I get access to 100 of those for pennies on the dollar. Suddenly these $60 games, these $40 games, these new games with their Ultimate Editions no less, pennies on the dollar. And for some reason, I just don't like where this is gonna head. I don't know. These are just ramblings of a madman right now. I would like to hear what you guys have to say about stuff like this, because this scares me right now. It's gonna scare me when I start seeing more things pop up like this. What if Epic started doing this? Suddenly, Borderlands, Metro, and whatever else they have on their platform is suddenly a subscription service. What if all of a sudden Steam just says, hey man, we're only making this as a subscription service. You don't have to buy anything anymore. We're actually going to take that feature away from the storefront. Everything's on a subscription. The best gaming deal in history because you have access to over 1 million games on their platform. You have access to them. Pennies on the dollar. Suddenly you can't own anything anymore. Suddenly it doesn't matter. That's what scares me. Again, it's been a while since I did one of these. I don't want to make a whole thing out of it, but does anyone else share my sentiments, or it could at least lower my woes about it? Because I mean, Jesus, I wouldn't want a world where all of a sudden I can't own a game. It's already a problem now with just Steam alone. Suddenly these games that I've been collecting, it just goes away. I remember having to go to GameStop back in the day. I remember having to actually go down to Walmart or Target, head to the game section, look at the games, and sit there and go, "Oh man, should I ask my dad about this? Can I get this at my age? Can we go? Oh, Halo 2 is coming out. Hey dad, you want to go line up outside of the GameStop? We can go buy that." And it's times like those that made me like really happy because I owned it. This was mine. This was a part of my collection. And this was fine when it was just TV. This was fine when it was just, okay, I can watch TV on my own basis. I don't have to buy anything. I just need to subscribe to this service. I don't have to watch no ads. I don't have to, I can pause, do the whole thing. I don't have to record nothing. I wouldn't forget to record anything because it's already on there. It's this stuff right here that scares me though. It's when it gets to gaming. It wasn't an issue when it was just TV. It wasn't an issue when it was just books. Hell, you're telling me I can have an entire book collection in my phone? That's great. But this is different. This is I can't own the product. What if the service goes away? Then what? What happens to all this data that was on my computer? What if I'm forced into purchasing titles a different way, where I can only use this subscription? And that it just worries me that like that we're gonna get herded into a sort of system where you can only subscribe. Again, I don't know. Comment. If you have a better way of explaining this, by all means. Maybe you don't agree with me, that's fine. Of course that is. Explain so in the comments. Tell me why it's okay. Anyway, guys, you see everybody soon. Next time I do some rambling. I'm too tired. It's 12 o'clock by the time I'm recording this. I'm gonna go now.